You ever see anything in a movie, like see a movie where something is hit by a train, a fast-moving train? Can you imagine what would happen to something that was hit by a train? Most things don't hold up very well when they've got tons of iron and steel coming at them at 50 miles an hour. That's not really, doesn't work out so well for the other thing. The train usually wins in that contest. Imagine your bicycle's hit by a fast-moving train. Are you going to try to fix the bicycle? You might not be able to find any of it. It would probably be vaporized, okay? It'd be, if there anything, there'd be like a million tiny little pieces, little fragments of bicycle. And yet, most intelligent people that I know say, well, I know the standard diet from Scotland, from Norway, from the US is crap. So I'll fix it. I'll make it better. I'll use a lower fat version of this and a lower sugar version of that. I'll go to the whole grain version of this. Most people, intelligent people, are taking a completely useless vehicle, which is guaranteed to deliver you into the arms of disease. 80% die of cancer, heart disease, and stroke alone. Guaranteed to take you right to disease. Okay? And they try to fix it. Now, here's an idea. Why don't we toss it away and find a vehicle that works? And guess what? We already have that vehicle. We're not going to improve on nature. We're going to go back and do what man was always intended to do. What works. What's worked so far for thousands of my clients from every country in the world. I mean, more than 115 countries so far. Get the body clean, feed it fruit and soft, tender leafy greens, which it can digest to get the nutrients from, and look what happens. We get everything we need. No need for supplements, zero supplements. No need for superfoods or smoothies. You don't ever have to drink wheatgrass juice again. Okay? You don't need that stuff. But you got to get your body clean, or you're not going to get what you need from an optimal diet. And this is why there are many people who struggle. They adopt an optimal diet, but they don't do very well. They wind up having problems. That's because their body may not be getting what it needs. What they need is there, but it's not important what goes in here, into the pie hole. What's important is what gets to your cells. What is your body actually assimilating and able to use? Okay? There's more and more people these days, it seems, that are adopting a meat-based diet. And yet the science is super clear on this. You'll age and die faster, and your rate of disease will be higher. Our bodies were not intended for that. Look at your digestive system compared to the digestive system of an animal that eats animals. Okay, look at the processed food. Okay, is this stuff healthy for anyone? Of course not. Most of you here haven't yet had the experience of moving any old hard material out. But you have. That was fun, wasn't it? Was it not significantly different than the bowel movements of fruit and salad where you could see what it was? Yeah. It won't be like that for everyone, but you're going to tell the difference. Again, you don't have to trust me on this. You guys here, if you're following my coaching, if you're doing what you need to, you'll know. It's going to happen for you. It happens for everyone. Okay? And still, there are experts out there, that stuff doesn't exist. Okay. I have a client right now. She is on her 15th or 16th day of a fast with me in the US via Skype. Her weight has been exactly the same 7 days in a row. In fact, in the first 14 days, She lost 10 pounds, where the average person loses 18, and she's not small. She started out with excess weight, which means she should lose at least as much as the average person, if not more. And yet she's lost a little bit more than 50% as much as the average person. What's going on there?
Soaking up.
It's old material soaking up water. She said today, I'm feeling kind of uncomfortable. I'm like, I bet you are. You got a gallon of water in there that wasn't there 2 weeks ago. That can't feel very good. Okay? And it's amazing. I mean, most people, coming back to your question, Heath, it's not just doctors, it's not just the establishment. As self-evident as some of this stuff is to me, as obvious as it may be to some of you, most people won't even consider it. Fruit and salad, oh, that's crazy. Well, let's take a look and see how crazy it is. Let's look at the actual human needs and see what you're getting from this diet. Let's look at the rates of disease. Let's look at all these factors. Oh, they won't even look at it. They don't even want to talk about it. How many people do you know that think, hey, you fasted 20, that's great, good for you. Right? Can I talk about what happened last year?
Yeah, sure.
So Adrian invited me to come to the Channel Islands to speak. And we got onto a vegan group in Jersey, I think, Jersey Vegans, right? They threatened to shut his business down, like powerful people, if I showed up there. Like that, like this is crazy, it's insane. Well, hang on. Like here's 400 testimonials from people who don't have disease anymore. They don't want to look at it. They don't want to think about it. That's how most people are. Okay? That's how the people in your life may be. Now, I've got some good news and some bad news for you. Okay, you have life-changing information right now. What you do with it's up to you. But you have life-changing information. I mean, where you are so far, like you're feeling pretty good now.
Yeah,
2 days of eating, the third day of eating. But where you are now is nowhere like where you're about to be. Okay? And here's what you might consider bad news. Once you know something, you can't unknow it. You can go back to making crummy choices, but you're always going to know what you're doing.
But you can ignore it.
You can ignore it, but only to a certain extent. It's eating at you the whole time, isn't it? It's always eating at you. You always know. You always know. The whole time that you were making those choices, you knew, I shouldn't be doing this. And you create more stress for yourself that way. There's enough of you here. This is a very small group for us. We're usually we had 20 people or 22 people earlier in the session. That's typical. There's enough of you here that in the next year, one of you is going to tell someone in your life that you fasted for 21 or 26 days, and they're going to say, no, you didn't. That's not possible. It's going to happen. It happens all the time. Okay? People do not want to believe because they don't want to have to do it themselves. They don't want to have to think, well, I should do that. They'd rather believe you're a liar, it's not possible.
That's what we got accused of in the whole group.
Yeah.
Absolute liars.
I hear it all the time. I hear it all the time. Keep in mind that it's been said, I can't remember who said this. Someone once said, if you want to know what someone really wants, look and see what they have. We're creating everything. We're creating everything. That means if you're uncomfortable, if you don't like your current circumstances, remember, you created that. And to some degree, that's what you've been attached to up until now. It's been serving you in some way up until now. Years ago, I had a young client from the UK who was suffering with ME, fibromyalgia. And he was a member of an online fibromyalgia support group. So he fasted and he went all raw and he healed completely. And he went onto the group and said, folks, I've got amazing news. I'm healed. I can tell you exactly here's what I did. And they all attacked him. You heartless, cruel person. How could you do this? Come here and lie about this and try to give us false hope. And he told me this. I was like, yeah, people are funny. I said, give me the address. So I went onto the group and said, I'm the guy that took it. It's absolutely true. They attacked me. These people, this is, for some of them, this is their identity. They don't really want to heal. Okay, at some level, they're being served being where they are. And this is always true. I mean, it seems like a crazy thing, absurd. Who would want to stay there? And they're in pain every day. Yeah, but they've got each other. And they've got excuses for why they're not out there creating magnificent things with their lives. Okay? I've been there. It's possible that to some extent you may still be there. You have to decide if you want to stay there or you're ready to walk away and leave that behind. Sometimes people choose to stay in their comfort zone even when they're incredibly uncomfortable. Okay? Better the devil you know than the one you don't. Reminds me of something Mae West once said, a little different. Remember Mae West? Actress. Mae West once said, whenever I'm forced to choose between two evils, I pick the one I haven't tried before. Anyway, most people keep picking whatever they've been doing, even if it doesn't work for them. You get to choose. You can create your life from this moment however you want to. Okay? You can be as healthy as you choose to be, most of you. There's nothing stopping you except yourself, your beliefs, your issues, things you can deal with if you're willing to.
Too many days in the darkness without a glimpse of the light, running tired and broken and scared, but I swear I'll never give up the fight. I see you broken and beat.